News just in. Impala Platinum says 3 bodies have been pulled from its Rustenburg mine shaft after Sunday's mud rush. 2 other miners were rescued in a serious but stable condition. That means 4 trapped miners have been rescued in total. Well, for the latest, Implats spokesperson Johan Teron is live with us now. Thank you for your time, Johan. Johan, how far underground were the miners when the mudslide took place on Sunday?
We're working at the bottom of the shaft, so that's about 250 meters underground.
Okay, can you just tell us briefly what happened and how rescue teams managed to extract the surviving and the deceased miners?
Yeah, they were doing standard maintenance at the bottom of the shaft. We've had a lot of surface rain over the weekend, and tragically, it seems like a mud rush, an ingress of water and mud flowed into the area where they were working and trapped them. And it took some time to get to them, obviously, which we managed to do late last night.
How did you actually get to them?
Yeah, so we mobilized 8 rescue teams, search and rescue teams. There are 2 areas that we could get access from, so we worked from both sides to try and get there as far as possible. But it basically means, you know, they're digging out by hand and buckets and pumping out water to get to the area.
The 2 miners that have been found alive but in a serious condition, were they able to explain what happened? Were they able to communicate with rescue teams at all?
There has been some communication, but obviously they've been there for 24 hours and, you know, dehydrated and quite confused. So I'm sure as they recuperate today, they'll be able to give us an accurate account of what transpired.
Are they in hospital, Johan?
Yeah, they remain in our hospital at the mine.
All right. The deceased, were they found close to those who were found alive? And do we know whether they passed away immediately or died due to, you know, their injuries?
Yeah, so they were all at found in the same area, but it's impossible at this stage to determine exactly, you know, how they passed. But that will all form part of the investigation that's currently underway.
Johan, what happens now? Have the family been informed?
Yes, all of the families have been brought to the mine. They've all been informed. They're all receiving counseling and support. And obviously that's an ongoing process and a very tragic turn of events for all concerned. So, you know, all of these processes are currently on the go.
Do we know anything about these men and where they were from and what kind of support that you provide to the families in terms of funeral arrangements?
Yeah, so we've got a comprehensive range of services that we provide because obviously we recognize that, you know, losing somebody, a breadwinner, for many families that are extended is a severe consequence, and we deal with that in a range of ways. So we do understand who they are, but we haven't released their names or details yet because not all of the immediate family or extended family have been made aware. So we just want to make sure that all are aware before these names are made public.
Johan, as a miner, you go down there and as a company such as Implats, you know that your miners are risking their lives. It's a very dangerous job. I take it there was some kind of extraction or emergency plan in place that far down. Were you not able to switch the button on that? Was it just too much mud?
Yeah, so exactly. I mean, these safety measures are key to the way we operate because obviously we don't want to put anybody in harm's way. Regrettably, when, you know, unexpected and large events like this happen, what it does, it basically blocks access to certain areas. And we have safety chambers and rescue equipment immediately available for such events. But clearly in this instance, they couldn't reach any safe place, you know. So it's ended very tragically, certainly for us and for everybody involved.
Do the families receive any kind of compensation, Johan?
Yeah, no, they absolutely do. So, I mean, you know, monetary compensation to any extent at this stage is gone through, you know, compensation. Loss of life is the most severe consequence here. But obviously there are insurance policies and funeral policies and ongoing support to children and families over a period of time now into the future. So, recognizing that people put themselves in harm's way, I think what the mining industry generally do is we put provisions in place for, such events, tragic as they are and unexpected as they are. The loss is severe and therefore the measures have to be, in line.
Johan, lastly, you said you did have escape chambers and other emergency procedures in place. Will the safety of the mine now have to be assessed before fresh teams can go down again?
Yeah, absolutely. So when we have any incident like this, there's a comprehensive third-party investigation, and we really go back, to the foundation of, what has transpired, and across all of our operations, what are the learning points, and how do we eliminate these events from mining? I think we have made great progress over the last decade or so, but the fact that we're still having incidents like the one we had over the weekend, it still signals that we've got some way to go.
All right, Johan, we hope that full assessment is done by a third party there, and we can only wish you and the miners and their colleagues our sincere condolences.